Hey, what's going on? Today, I'm going to be playing a little bit of Brawlers Guild Hall. I'm going to be rocking this sweet Ajani deck that I cooked up because I wasn't entirely sure what this was, but it said I had to pick some kind of legendary creature or planeswalker, and so this is one of the first ones that came up, so I clicked him, and turns out Guild Brawl is a lot like Commander. Anyway, Brawl 60 card singleton, kind of like Commander. You start at 25 life instead of 40. You can use Planeswalkers as your commander, and that's about all you need to know. 23 planes and a Castle Arden Vale are the lands for this kind of white weenie style deck. Got a Daxos, got some creatures, helps to gain life because I've got a Pridemate hiding in here somewhere, right at the top there. Unbreakable Formation, Inspired Charge because I've got a fair amount of small creatures and some dudes that can leave some small creatures behind. I've got Eternal Ketra because I will be casting a lot of creature spells. And even though I'm going to be casting a lot of them before turn 5, I've got some that I can cast after turn 5, and I'm sure I'll probably draw some after turn 5 that I'd love to cast as well. Anyway, with that said and done, this deck has been doing fairly well in this format. I lost one or two, but won, I don't know, 2 or 3. So, at any rate, it's got a positive win ratio. And let's play against Itzakrit using Narset. Cool. That's a fun one. Jeskai, good colors, Narset, a powerful commander. I'm going to start things off with this little Garrison Cat. If a shock takes it out, it can replace itself with a 1/1 human, and, all's well that ends well, right? Grateful Apparition, I'll go ahead and throw it in here. Proliferation never hurts anything. Really, though, in terms of this deck, proliferating doesn't do a whole lot. It makes Ajani bigger, which is good. Makes Pridemates bigger. There aren't that many things, however, that I put 1/1 counters on. I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can get in for 2. Proliferate, not proliferating much. And I'll pass turn. Let my opponent think about what they want to do as I decide whether or not I will certainly play my Omen of the Sun at some point during their turn. Opponent now access to all 3 of their colors, plays the Royal Scions. Well, now seems like as good a time as any. I'll just throw that out now that they're all tapped out. They'll probably draw and discard the Scions. I'm not sure why they would bother to buff up any of my creatures. Anyhow, Royal Scions not looking all that scary at the moment, as I have more than one creature ready to smack them in the face. I'll take this opportunity while my opponent is tapped out to resolve my commander. I'm going to go ahead and put a Pridemate into play. I can't activate his 0 because I've only got 2 more life than my starting total. And I don't really need to gain a bunch of life just for the sake of gaining life. There are no creatures I would exile if I exiled him. And, I'll give Ajani an extra counter. Yeah, and I'm not on a low enough life total that I need to gain life. So might as well throw a Pridemate into play since I've got the time. Royal Scions down to 2 after an all-out attack. 4 creatures with only 1 power apiece. Doing a number to these, I don't know, siblings? Will Rowan? I don't know. Whoever they are, they took 4. Narset, a second Planeswalker and my opponent's commander, jumping into play. Neg 2s, probably going to discard something to take down my Pridemate. Or, rather my Ajani himself. Maybe Pridemate, though, I don't know. I mean, even a 1-drop is enough to take down this 0-cost token. Opponent deep in the tank, not sure what they want to part with. Maybe they're feeling a little sentimental about their cards, or maybe not. Doesn't discard anything. Draw and ditch with the Royal Scions. Wow, my opponent must have an awesome hand if they weren't willing to discard a single card to their Narset. Well, that means my Ajani stuck around, my Pridemate stuck around, and all my other creatures stuck around as well. Gonna go ahead and tick up Ajani this time, just to get a 1/1 counter on my cat, who's gonna go ahead and beat the Royal Scions to, well, extinction, I guess. I don't know. Take him out. Get a couple soldiers to take out his commander. Grateful Apparition coming into his face, along with Garrison Cat. The buddy system really working well for these pairs of 1/1s, as we're going to wipe out his entire non-land board state and proliferate, making my commander a bit bigger and my Pridemate a bit bigger as well. Submit 2 for these 1/1 counters. Got a 4/4, 6 loyalty Planeswalker. Got a Hazda Marshal to cast with God Eternal Oketra in play, which means that not only will this guy start churning out 1/1 soldier tokens once he gets the chance to attack, once I cast him, I'm going to get a 4/4 zombie, which, with Vigilance, all the sweeter. Shatter the Sky for my opponent. Pretty solid draw, or presumably something he already had in hand. I'll go ahead and take the action with God Eternal Oketra. Garrison Cat makes a 1/1 soldier, and Ajani at a solid life total to just go ahead and tick, or loyalty counter total, to go ahead and tick down, make a Pridemate. Take Heart, not something I need right now in Breakable Formation, also not something I need. If I had had that untapped last turn, that would have been pretty solid and would have saved me from the board wipe. I'm going to hold the Hazda Marshal in hand, because now that I've got 6 loyalty, I can play God Eternal Oketra and the Marshal in a single turn, getting that sweet 4/4 that much sooner. If I played him now, sure, I'd have a 1/1 that could start turning out other 1/1s, but I think I'd rather first make a nice 4/4. Well, let's see who he's targeting. Presumably it's Ajani, who I could afford to recast. Goes instead for the Pridemate, it looks like. Nope, Ajani. I don't know. The suspense is mounting. Goes for the Pridemate. Well, can't give it hexproof. I'll just go ahead and sacrifice this to go get a little Scry 2, dig deeper in my deck. I knew the Eternal Oketra was there. That God Eternal can stick around the plains, not so much. This just assures that I draw that bomb of a card all that much sooner. Prison Realm enters, takes my Pridemate for good. Opponent gets to scry with 6 cards in hand, a fistful of cards, real mittful, fistful of dollars. I don't know. However you want to say it, he's got spells to cast for days, or he's completely flooding out. Presumably the spells, though, given that he didn't want to ditch anything to Narset. God Eternal Oketra comes back as he expected. Hazda Marshal also jumping into play. Ajani, I'm going to take him down again. I want this Pridemate, man. I want to get one to stick around and get huge, as, you know, they've been known to do. No counters for my opponent. Also worth noting, God Eternal Oketra resolved without hitch. Something I like to see. Opponent shocks in a Steam Vents, time wipe. Kind of saw that one coming. Plenty of board wipes. I was afraid also, I'll put her third from the top, I was afraid also of a Storm's Wrath, but of course, it doesn't quite hit God Eternal Oketra. Another plains for me. Well, I'll do it, and I'm going to go ahead. He hasn't killed my commander much this game. I'm not doing anything else, so I'll go ahead and tick down, make an Ajani Pridemate. Ajani's Pridemate. Put Ajani's Strength of the Pride in the command zone, recast him for 6, and I think, honestly, I think I'll tick up, just in case he's got a shock, or worse, a flame sweep. Sure, I've got Take Heart. I would have saved one of the 2, well, I guess I would have saved one of the 2 Pridemates. Gains life for each attacking creature I control, not each creature. Ooh, Kaikar or Kicker, I don't know. Wind Sphere, gonna make some spirits when he casts non-creature spells, which he presumably has a lot of. My turn. Rally for the Throne. Well, I think in that case, I'm gonna go ahead and make another Pridemate, and then rally for the Throne. Get a couple tokens, get 4 life, as that was pretty adamant. Could have done it at instant speed, tried to trick him into blocking, but I doubt that this guy's blocking the Pridemate anyway. So I don't think he would have even wanted to trade for the Pridemate, let alone let it get swallowed. Well, let this guy get swallowed. Anyhow, Pridemate's getting in for 4. Oh, well. Someone jumping back to the hand. Not much I can do to stop that. Pridemate just straight up goes away because he was only a token. And indestructible, not enough to save him. At any rate, Kaikar not going to attack Ajani anytime soon. That means that, well, even though he might get tapped by the spirit, his loyalty should still stay fairly steady. Still staying steady is my commander's loyalty as Saheeli jumps in for my opponent, ready to, I don't know, copy things. Gideon Blackblade. Awesome. Not going to attack this turn as he doesn't have haste. Because he wasn't on creature spell though, Saheeli gets a cute little 1/1 servo. This spirit may become a copy of this 4/4 this turn though, which would be less than ideal. Just depends on whether or not Saheeli wants to use that ability. Oh no, it is just target artifact that becomes a copy of a target artifact or a creature, but only artifacts can be targeted by her ability, so the servo might become a 4/4 take after Gideon Blackblade there a little, but maybe not. God Eternal Laketra off the top for the third time this game for me. Ajani is gonna go ahead and, well, hold on. He doesn't have any creatures I really want to get rid of. Might as well make a Pridemate. No sense in making my 3/3 or 4/4s. It can just get chump blocked by one of my opponent's 1/1s. I'm going to send all my attackers over to Gideon. He's really the only creature worth copying at this point, I think, with Saheeli's ability. So getting him out of there is probably the best choice here. Take Heart could take another couple loyalty off Gideon, but instead I think I'll save this token. Is it worth it? I mean, it's just a token, but yeah, I'll save it. I'm going wide here. Can't go wide if you don't have enough creatures. Gain 3 life because I have 3 attackers. That makes each Pridemate that much bigger. Gideon down to 4, and is now a 4/4. And there are no artifacts for my opponent to turn into copies of Gideon Blackblade, so that's all good for me. Kaikar, Kicker, however you want to say it. The Bird Wizard back into play for my opponent who plays another Planeswalker, Dovin Grand Arbiter. Yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Mixothopter. That is an artifact that can copy a creature, although is there a reason to? They're not going to be attacking. Do they get haste? No, they don't. And it is just until end of turn after all. So, if I top deck the creature, that'd be cool. I do like to have zombies. Lots of flies for my opponent. Thankfully, all of them are pretty sick from summoning, so Ajani's life total, or loyalty total, looking pretty safe this turn. Gideon doesn't even get in, probably thanks to God Eternal Laketra's massive size. And, is it now worth it? What's the play here? I think it is. I think, since I can afford to recast him, I'm going to exile Ajani and exile all of my opponent's artifacts and creatures, which are pretty much the same things. Anyway, command zone for Ajani's Strength of the Pride, and I'll go ahead and recast him this turn. Make another 2/2, and get in for some damage. I've got plenty of power to kill plenty of Planeswalkers that my opponent seems to possess. And let's see, God Eternal Laketra with Double Strike can take down Saheeli. Ajani's Pridemate, big enough to beat Gideon. This other Pridemate, coming from my opponent's face, is these 2 1/1s. Can get rid of Dovin. My opponent's all tapped out, so there's nothing you can do about this. No need to worry about a Flame Sweep or anything of the sort. Not even a shock. Not so much as a Chandra's Pyro Helix to take down these 2 1/1s. My opponent, no creatures, no Planeswalkers, now plays his commander for the second time this game. Goes ahead with the -2. Presumably this time we'll discard something. It's a land, so 0 damage to who knows what. Not going to kill my Ajani though, which is what I like to see. My opponent scoops it up, just goes ahead and concedes as this board presence is not going anywhere anytime soon. He'd already hit a couple of his board wipes, and he only has access to, I believe, really one more in Storm's Wrath. Flame Sweep, 2 damage to all of my creatures would be effective, but not effective enough there, so that does it for him. I hope you liked the video. This one, just one game, because it was a bit of a longer game, but I did end up coming out on top with my awesome White Weenies deck. If you like it, go ahead and build it. If you don't, tell me why. Also, like, and subscribe. I'm sure you hear those words plenty of times every single day if you watch as much YouTube as a lot of people do. But do it anyway. It helps me out and feels all nice and warm and fuzzy inside for you because you've done some good for the day. Not that you haven't already, but you know. Anyhow, see you later.